Amber, is that you? Amber. Amber? Jesus! Hello, Johnny. No, I'm not doing this. You're gonna shut the fuck up and listen to me, okay? Because I'm in charge. You're gonna shut up. Or if you don't shut the fuck up, Johnny, I'm gonna punch you in the face. No, Amber, no. Like, seriously, what is this whole thing with you being happy every morning? You're not allowed to be happy every morning, okay? Seriously, it's fucked up. You're just like... I like you more like when you're sad and depressed and suicidal. It's like, that's what I prefer. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm not doing this. Whatever, like, I care. Because I'm gonna tell the whole fucking world, Johnny, that you abused me. And they're gonna believe me. Because who would believe just a big, strong man attacking an innocent little woman half his size? I don't care. You can do whatever the fuck you want. We're not doing this, okay? Johnny, you're such a bad father. Seriously, you're like the worst father I've ever even like seen. Like, even on like TV and stuff. Like, you're like even like worse than like the TV dads. You're like the fucking... I don't know. You're... Shut up. If you don't shut the fuck up, Johnny, I'm gonna punch you in the face. You gonna hit me? Oh, good morning, sweetheart. You gonna hit me? What are you gonna do? You gonna put out another cigarette on my face?
A few moments later.
You're so bad. You just need to be good sometimes, Johnny. Johnny, just try to be good, okay? I'm done. I'm not listening to you anymore. Johnny, be good. Johnny, be good. Johnny, be good, Johnny. Stop being such a bad father. Johnny, be good. You know what? I'll give you Johnny, be good.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny B. Good.
When you're happy and you know it, punch your man.
He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track. Old engine he would see him sitting in the shade, strumming with the rhythm that the drivers made. When people passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, but that little country boy could play. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny be good.
Okay, fine, Johnny. If you don't want to talk to me, then I'm gonna have to burn you with another cigarette. Okay? I'm gonna burn you with a cigarette.
Shut up and sit down.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
Well, one thing's for damn sure. Nobody is covering the Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard trial quite like DarthNews. So if you're still with me, if you have not clicked out of this video yet, thank you. It's a fucking miracle. If you're not subscribed. I hope at least by the end of the video, I've earned your subscription. And maybe a little bit of a Patreon pledge or something like that. Maybe $1 on CashApp. Who knows? I'm demonetized. Possibilities are endless. However, the plus side of being demonetized is I get to say whatever the fuck I want. So if I want to call somebody like Amber Heard a cunt, I know some of you don't like that word. Oh, but guess what? Everybody in the UK uses that word. It's only offensive to you because you're not used to hearing it. Like seriously, like retard is not offensive. It's not. Mental retardation is a medical term, so I don't want to fucking, don't give me that. No. You can keep that in your gender studies class, you fucking bigot. Anyways, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got all dressed up for you guys, so smash like for the effort that I put into the wardrobe, because it is not easy slipping into this bad boy all by yourself. It takes a lot of finesse and patience, which are two things I just don't have. But I'm learning. Anyways, today's video, unlike my previous videos, which are always kind of structured and at least sequential in the order of events that I talk about, or that they talked about, so I kind of like basically just go over things exactly as they happen. But today, I'm just gonna recap because I just got a rant, so there's no like beginning, middle, or end. I'm just gonna talk. You know what I mean? So just go with it. By the way, this is gonna be my day 7. This is my day 7 trial recap / breakdown / my thoughts. Smash like. I guess just to kind of jump into my thoughts of the day 7 trial. Well, it kind of seemed like Amber Heard's team, well, specifically her attorney Benjamin Rottenborn, yes, that's his fucking name, Rottenborn, like he was born rotten, which couldn't be more fucking fitting of a name for Amber's attorney. But he tried to essentially undermine Depp's defamation libel lawsuit against Amber Heard, well, by spending, or more like wasting, 7 hours of the court's time focusing on Johnny's drinking, his drug use, and irrelevant text messages that he sent to his friends when he was down and out on his luck. That's what we focused on, his drug habits. Okay, Johnny Depp doing drugs is not news to anybody. Okay? It's just not. It's like, no shit. It's like, do you think fucking John Lennon was doing drugs? Yeah. Do you think Jim Morrison was doing drugs? Yeah. I'm not saying drugs are like, good all the time, but he's a fucking artist. It's no shocker. Johnny Depp has been doing drugs at his own pace for his entire life. For 50 years. Until he met the Barn Witch. And the Barn Witch, what did she do? Well, after 50 long years of life, Amber Heard was able to manipulate and turn Johnny Depp from a kind-hearted, soft-spoken, introverted human being into a monster, into a domestic abuser, a violent abuser. You see, these are standard narcissistic manipulative tactics, from a sociopath like Amber. They manipulate and warp the mind. They find the victim's weak spots, and then they grab hold of those, and they become like the controllers for their emotions. And they learn how to control not control their emotions, but they know which buttons to push to get the reaction that they're looking for. And she pushed somebody who was just a down-to-earth, non-violent human being into somebody who was allegedly assaulting her. At age 50, he just decided to become a domestic abuser. Because that makes so much sense.
and I hate to say this is going to get me kicked out of the courtroom for sure. Satire. But, you know, if Johnny Depp did hit Amber, that's the one person I give a man a pass to hit. She deserves to be hit. She deserves so much worse than that, but I wish she was on trial for domestic violence because she would already be in jail. He's suing her for defamation, but he should have sued her for fucking injuries and assault because she would already be taken away in handcuffs. But she's not on trial for assault or domestic abuse or whatever. She's on trial for defamation. Okay, so essentially Rottenborn is claiming that Depp's lawsuit against the Barn Witch, alleging that she falsely portrayed him as a domestic abuser, as a violent person, ruined his lucrative and, well, flourishing acting career in the process of all this bullshit. That's what he said. Rottenborn is arguing that Johnny Depp did indeed abuse the Barn Witch, both physically and sexually. Oh yeah, with that glass bottle, that liquor bottle. Just shoved that shit right off that pussy hole. Was the butthole? But he's alleging that Johnny Depp did abuse her physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually, claiming that he can't actually deny any of these allegations because most of the time he was often high or intoxicated or drunk or whatever. That is 100% cause for speculation. You're speculating that this person, because everybody's different, everybody's tolerance and memory and capabilities while under the influence are different. So to just assume that Johnny Depp had no recollection of any of these assaults because he was blacked out or just too fucked up to remember is just bullshit. It's bullshit. Grasping at straws, right? That's what's happening. Oh yeah, I was going to make an entire video on this topic, but fuck it, I don't really have time for it. So let's just throw it all into one. Nobody seemed to notice that Johnny Depp officially announced that he's done with Pirates and Jack Sparrow. He testified that he would never work with Disney again because they fucked him right in the ass. They raped him. And they threw him out in the streets all bloody and homeless. He did everything right for Disney. He turned what should have been like not a $5 billion franchise. Without Johnny Depp, they wouldn't have any of the success from the Pirates that they had. So he carried that fucking movie on his goddamn back. And what do? They whip him while he's carrying it. And then they fucking take a spear and throw it through his back. And it comes out his chest and he's like, "Oh, you killed me." It's a bit dramatic, but you get it. That's what they did. It's just poor business etiquette. It's just unprofessional. He said that he learned about his termination from Disney via an article. So he found out through a fucking article before his agent contacted him, which is just crazy. What else happened? I mean, well, shit, like a lot else happened. That's my point, is that so much shit was going on yesterday with the testimony and with Johnny taking the stand that there was way more juicy news that just kind of just made this news just disappear. It just got lost in the noise. I didn't see like any headlines about this, but Johnny Depp, to all of you, Jack Sparrow fans, were hoping that maybe he'll get another chance at Jack. Nah, man. Even if they offered him the rollback and gave him $300 million, he was like, "No, I'm never working with Disney again." So the Jack Sparrow saga is over. We can all breathe now, and it's actually better that way because he's not tied down to like a fascistic company like Disney. Man, I would not want to walk on eggshells around that company. Fuck that. No. Knowing that at any moment your entire career, your entire life could be on the line because of something you said or something that somebody said about you. Yeah, fuck that. No. Fuck Disney. They have no idea how to treat, their bread and butter. I've also been tuning into like some conservative news channels and to some like liberal news channels like CNN and MSNBC, and they seem to cover the JD trial a little bit for like a couple minutes here and there. And I've noticed that, like, for the most part, like, the lefty channels seem to be in favor of Amber Heard. And the righty channels are just like, they're both Hollywood sociopaths. They're both rich Hollywood elites, and they're just narcissists. That's like... And it's like, it's annoying because, like, I wish I could just, like, go on the news and just talk to some of these talking heads and be like, "Yo, do you even know what the fuck you're talking about?" Like, all of this shit that has been said has already basically been said before. This is all public information for the most part. Almost everything that we're hearing is stuff we've already talked about. It's just that now it's been, admitted into evidence. So now it's on the record. So all these things are now like officially on the record. So now all these news stations are talking about it. But as I've been watching the news, and I was watching a live stream when I went on my break, and I was reading the chat, and it seems like I didn't even think, because I'm just like in my own little world. I'm just DarthNews, just in my own little world. But I realized there's two different worlds of people that are informed about this case. There's people who are not informed at all, which is the majority of the world. And then there's all of the Depp fans. And the last couple of years, I've only interacted with Johnny Depp fans for the most part. So like everyone just is like that I've talked to on this platform is aware of it. But the world is not aware of it. The world did not know Amber Heard shit on the bed. The world did not know that Amber Heard put a cigarette out on Johnny Depp's face after he was fucked up on the floor. The world didn't know that she blew his finger off with a glass vodka bottle. The world didn't know that he was being abused daily and terrorized daily. And talk about the monster. Honestly, because Amber Heard was terrorizing him, I believe that the quote-unquote monster was coming out to protect him. That monster was protecting him. It maybe didn't work in his favor all too well, but it protected him. And nothing said today by the defense was credible or even relevant. I'm surprised there wasn't more objections, but I thought about it, and I feel like every time you object to something, it's just kind of like a red flag to the jury. So they're like, oh, mark that. Like, they objected to that, so that must be sketchy. Let's look into that. So they're just, airing it all out for the most part. I mean, they object here and there. But so far, there's nothing, and I fucking mean nothing, that Amber Heard's team has thrown at Johnny that's going to stick. Okay, it's just nothing but a bunch of texts and emails and hearsay bullshit conversations. Okay, Johnny Depp has emergency room bills, he's got photos, he's got witness testimonies, he's got all of this proof that Amber Heard did all of these malicious things, abusive things, and all Amber Heard has is some texts that were in the heat of the moment to some of his friends that he was confiding in with his dark humor. Like, holy shit, man, you need to have humor, even if it's dark, even if you don't get it, even if you don't think it's funny, even if you just think that he's just being a psychopath because he wants to fucking kill Amber Heard and then drown her and then fuck her dead corpse just to make sure she's dead, because he would really do that. The fuck out of here, he's joking. He just has a very profane, dark way of communicating his internal feelings in a very dry, almost British sense of humor. And I feel like I can relate to Johnny while he's on the stand trying to, deal with these things, because I deal with these things. I know exactly what it feels like to have things taken out of context. To have a joke taken out of context. I know that. And many people know that feeling all too well in this day and age. And then they brought up the whole lesbian camp counselor thing. And he was just, Rottenborn was like, oh, so don't you think that using the term lesbian camp counselor is extremely derogatory and offensive to anybody you say that to, or to anybody that would have heard you say that? And he's like, no, dude, in 2012, we lived in a different time. This woke shit wasn't a thing. People had a sense of humor back then, and now everyone's just got a stick up their ass. Anyway, so my point is, I guess, that even if the verdict of this trial is in Amber Heard's favor, the dirty laundry has been aired out, and that laundry was so fucking stinky that it's going to leave a stink around her image, around her presence, for the rest of her life. Her career is tainted forever. Nobody's going to want to hire somebody who has been alleged shitting on the bed. You're a bed shitter? You're an abuser? You put cigarettes out on your husband's face? You throw glass bottles at him? What the There's no way she's walking away from this. So even if Johnny loses this, even if he loses it, Amber lost too. She's done. She is not going to recover from this. And people are like, oh, but Darth, she has to go into the stand. I'm like, well, yeah, not really though. She doesn't have to. Only if her team calls her as a witness, so she can testify for herself. So she can, kind of placate the jury. Like, so much shit has been dropped on her that it's almost like she has to take the stand to at least try to talk about or defend these things that are being thrown her way, and she's going to fail miserably. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a dude wearing a fucking costume on the internet talking to a camera about things I don't even know, because I don't know the law. So if I'm wrong about this, please correct me. Just don't be a dick. Just be like, yo, Darth, that's actually not true. So, like, this is how it actually is. You know, just be respectful. Don't be a cunt. Because being a cunt gets you nowhere. Nobody likes a cunt. As a matter of fact, this country is a cunt-free zone. There's a giant sign at the front of the country that says no cunts allowed. Keep your cunt at the door. But Amber Heard, Amber Heard, for some reason, she just insists on breaking all the rules. She just loves bringing that cunt inside. She thinks nobody notices, but it smells like burnt rubber and dead fish. A little bit of a rotten egg smell, sulfur. But that's what her vagina smells like. Okay? It's called a douche. Just saying. There's no shame. It's actually commendable if you use a douche, because nobody likes it. I mean, come on. Would you want to suck a dude's dick if they had a bunch of Flamunda cheese? You know what I mean? Like a bunch of that built up, like, oh God. Yeah, like when the homeless guys get on the BART train at night. Yeah, you can smell their asshole from across the bus. Also, in case you haven't realized by now, this is going to be probably a long video. I'm feeling it. I'm thinking it's going to be a long video. Oh, but Darth, you should just make short videos, because short videos get more views. It's like, yeah, I know. My last video just got almost 60,000 views. Until a bigger YouTube channel, who I may or may not call out, I don't know yet, ripped my fucking footage and reposted it. She's 500,000 subs, right? So when she posted her own video of my footage, which again, I'm not Unbox PhD. I'm not going to claim anybody or strike anybody or whatever, because I'm not even monetized. But when she did that, it instantly stunted all of my views. I was refreshing, right? And I was just jumping like 1,000 views like every minute and a half. I have not experienced like a mini viral moment ever, so like that dopamine was fucking flowing. You know what I mean? I got that dopamine hits. Yeah, it's like if I could only get 50,000 views every time I post a video. But anyway, the point is, oh Darth, post your short videos because they'll get more views and stuff. And it's like, yeah, maybe. But I'm a talker, because I don't really talk to a lot of people in real life. So this is kind of like where I do that. This is more for me than for you. You know what I mean? Like, this is like how I deal with shit. I just talk a lot, and if you want to listen, you can. Anyways, let's continue with the trial and my thoughts. So we're starting off with the cross-examination, right? So it's Rottenborn cross-examining Johnny. He's just being a fucking dick. Okay, he's just being a condescending, patronizing piece of shit. Like you can be suave and charismatic and charming and likable and ruthless. But if you just come off as ruthless, like as just a dick, the jury's gonna feel that dickishness. I don't fucking know. They're gonna feel those dick vibes, and they're not gonna like it. And I kind of like, from what I was seeing, I don't think the jury really likes Rottenborn. He's coming off just too like, okay, that's great. Shut the fuck up, Johnny. Like he's cutting Johnny off the same way Amber Heard did in their relationship. Like, I'm so proud of Johnny for kind of keeping it pretty zip-lipped. He's gotten snarky, and I love it. People are like, oh, he shouldn't do that. It looks bad. It's like, no, man. The dude, no. This is like a boxing match. This is a sport. He needs to get a couple jabs in. Everybody knows Johnny. Nobody knows this douchebag. People know that Johnny Depp's going to say some shit. So then Rottenborn, he ends up asking Johnny Depp, so like one of your best friends is Paul Bettany, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, so did you and Paul Bettany ever do like a lot of drugs together? Like you did a lot of drugs together, right? Like you did, right? And he was like, that's a strange question. Like, Are you asking me if my friend is Paul Bettany, or are you asking me if I'm friends with Paul Bettany and we do drugs together? Like, that's just a weird thing to just ask off the bat. Like, oh, so you and Paul Bettany do drugs, right? It's like, I mean, again, they're trying to make Johnny look like some kind of drug addict, and just the fact that he does drugs means that he's abusive, which I fucking hate that stigma. I hate that stigma that just because, you know, somebody does drugs, they're instantly guilty of violence. Because they were on drugs, they were violent. That's just not how it is, especially with people on opiates. Have you ever seen somebody on opiates? Have you ever taken opiates? You're not fighting anybody. You're gonna nod off, as Johnny would say. So then he's like, okay, so you and Paul Bettany, you did some drugs, right? He's like, well, yeah, I guess a little bit. What did you do? Cocaine? Yeah, cocaine, blah, 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 blah. Then they get to the whole text messages, the whole famous, we're going to burn Amber and fuck her corpse and then drown her or whatever to make sure she's dead. Again, dark humor. Paul Bettany's British. He understands dark humor better than probably anybody. And I just kept getting so frustrated every time Rottenborn wanted to just bring up Johnny Depp's texts, because texts are words. Words are not violence. Amber is violence. See, wait, thoughts, like when you put thoughts onto paper, those are not actions. It's a diary. The people who go, oh my God, words are violence. Yeah, words are violence. It's hate speech. Hate speech is violence. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. You're just soft as fuck. Okay? You're just a bunch of little soy boy pansies run around with a fucking no dick or an inverted, vagina. Whatever it is. Y'all motherfuckers are drinking way too much soy. You're intaking way too much estrogen. You're way too fucking sensitive. Are everybody on birth control pills? Like, again, Amber Heard drove Johnny Depp into madness. Okay? She drove him to madness. And that is a narcissistic, sociopathic strategy. I looked it up. Where these sociopaths turn their victims into the abusers. That is what Amber is doing. And that's what she did. Not that Johnny abused her, but that's what she tried to do. She got into his head. She made him think that he was a fucked up human being. When the only fucked up human being in the relationship was her. Again, thoughts are not actions. Why they're talking about text messages and emails is beyond me. They're just trying to dirty his image. His Southern gentleman image. That's what they're trying to attack. God, I'm just pissed, It's pretty clear that Rottenborn is cherry-picking texts and emails over a course of 10 years to try to build his case that Johnny Depp is this psycho. Like, he's trying to paint him as this, like, forgetful drug addict. And then, after a while, I just kind of got used to, Rottenborn reading these texts out loud like an asshole. Because he reads them. I'm so sorry. I have to apologize to the court for this foul language. I'm sorry I have to say the word cunt and fuck in front of the court. I'm so sorry. Making it seem like it's such a bad word. Get the fuck out of here. I see what you're doing. So stop doing it. The point is, after a while, I got used to him reading these texts out loud. And I realized I could listen to these texts all day long. I was like, these texts that they're reading out loud to everybody are just pure poetry. It's fucking pure poetry. And it's music to my fucking ears. I can't tell you how thrilled I was as they were going through these texts, because they thought it made them look bad, but I was like, nah, that dude's a savage. Johnny, don't ever stop being you. And I'll never stop being me. And you'll never stop watching DarthNews, will you? No, you won't. Because you're subscribed for life. Speaking of subscribed for life, there's a lot of new subscribers. Thank you so much for that, by the way. You're probably expecting a specific kind of content, like you're going to get like celebrity, like paparazzi style videos all the time. No, this is like a one-time thing. I'm just here for this trial. I don't follow celebrities. I'm just doing this. And once this, whatever this is over, well, I'm going to go back to talking about woke shit. Well, making fun of woke shit. So if you don't like that kind of shit, then unsubscribe right now. Don't waste my time, and I won't waste yours. Well, fuck, man. We're wasting time? Okay, well, yeah. Let's finish this video. I got a lot more to say though. We're not even halfway done. Then they ended up talking about the cocaine box, that said, property of Depp on it. And Rottenborn was like, so this is the box you carried around cocaine in, correct? He's like, well, I remember it being a box, not necessarily for cocaine. He's like, but you did use cocaine, and you did carry cocaine around in that box. He's like, well, no, because if I would have carried cocaine around in the box, it would have just left a trail of cocaine, white powder. Like, so I loved the back and forth because he was like, no, you can't. You're not gonna corner me into like admitting some shit that's gonna hurt my image or my case. So no, Johnny wasn't falling for it, and I was very proud of him for being on his toes. How were your toes? Hey, Amber, I know you're watching. I know you are. I'll make a deal. You suck my dick for 5...
A few moments later.
It was like a... So again, the only reason we had any evidence of this quote-unquote cocaine box that said property of Depp on it is because Amber Heard took pictures. She perfectly staged this setting with the cocaine lines, with the alcohol, with the pills, with the weed, she laid it out perfectly and took a photo of it. Alright, that's what she did. Because she knew what she was going to do in the future, which was use it against him. So she manipulated a scene and took a photo of it, which is not the first time that's happened. We're going to get into more times that's happened later, but a lot of people think that all of this shit that's coming out on Johnny is just so damning that the jury is going to just be like, oh my god, he's the worst person ever. No, I'm pretty sure the jury sees him as a human being. Like, it's one thing just casually watching the trial from your bedroom or from your phone, not really knowing what's going on or the details. You just kind of like just tuning in and just listening to what's being said right then and there, and it's all out of context. You have no idea what's going on. It's easy to interpret how it's going so far is not in Johnny's favor, but it's also not in Amber's favor either. And you have to remember that like a lot of shit is being said in a very short or long amount of time, but like there's just so much being said. The jury, I mean, just as human beings, we have filters. It's hard to recount everything that was said. So if something isn't memorable, if the jury doesn't remember what was said, then it didn't happen. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm no lawman, but I know that's true. Right? It's true. I don't fucking know. God damn. Just, you know what? Just bite me. I do appreciate how Johnny Depp he's hesitant to answer some just stupid-ass questions. But he's answering. He's not sugarcoating shit. He's just like, yeah, I said that. Yes, I was married to her when I said that. Like, it's like... He's not hiding. You don't get the feeling that he's hiding anything. He's hurting, you know. He's probably ashamed to have to like air this shit out, but it's the only way that he can clear his name. And because the man is innocent, he's got to win. He's got to fucking win. If he doesn't, I'm gonna blow my head off. That's a blowjob joke. Blow my head off. See, I'm gonna go get a blowjob from a $2 hooker. The trannies are only 50 cents now? Dude, 50 cents? So like I can get 2 trannies for $1. Did you hear about this, Tina? You did? Everybody heard about the 50-cent tranny hookers but me? Oh yeah, there was this other moment where Rottenborn was like, so, Mr. Depp, Amber Heard is supportive of your sobriety, right? She's supportive? And he was like, no, sir. No, she is not. When he said no, when Johnny Depp responded no, I looked right at Amber, and she did this. She like visibly shook her head. The bitch has no poker face. The vibes I got from yesterday's trial, day 7, was that they were trying to paint a different picture of Johnny Depp. You know, he claims that he doesn't like the fame, he doesn't enjoy the celebrity status, that he's a Southern gentleman, he's introverted and to himself, and they're trying to paint him out as, you know, someone that hangs out with Elton John and Paul Bettany and Marilyn Manson, like big celebrities, and he's got, you know, pictures of, you know, like pounds of marijuana with $1,000 bottles of rum and cocaine. It's like he's living the rock star lifestyle. But that's just all surface. That's just surface. They're trying to paint a false image. They're twisting facts. They're twisting reality into some kind of warped, fucked up, twisted fact reality that plays in their favor. And again, Johnny Depp didn't take the bait a lot of the time. And there were some times where he knew the question was dumb as fuck, and he was like, I'm not answering. And he looked over at, like, his attorneys at Ben Chu or Vasquez, and they were like, objection, Your Honor. And it's like, okay, thank God. Like, you know, it's not good to object every single time they bring something up, because, again, that makes you look guilty. It makes you look like you got something to hide. So a lot of this shit, to me, feels irrelevant completely. But the dude isn't hiding anything, you know. And another thing is, like, when the, you know, the day's over and I go out behind the court, the back of the courthouse, and I wait for Depp to, you know, exit the building and drive by. He drives by with his window rolled down, smile and waving to everybody. You want to know how Amber Heard drives by? Limo tint, and she speeds away. Like the truck that she was in today took off, like it was racing something, but it was racing nobody. It just fucking took off. Like a murdered out truck, like pickup truck with tinted out windows, limo tint, just sped right past everybody. I mean, and Amber doesn't even know if one of these people that were on the sidewalk could have been one of her fans. Because I'm sure if there's an Amber fan, they're going to be pretty quiet about their support of Amber. So you wouldn't know any. I mean, we wouldn't know. Nobody. I mean, well, there was that. That bitch, Christina Taft. Yep. Who tried to show my Twitter account to a police officer in the stairwell. And I caught her, but she didn't know it was me. You're showing my Twitter account to a fucking deputy of the court. You're a psycho. Thank God I wear a mask. Otherwise, I would have been kicked out of the court by now, for sure. Luckily, she was kicked out. But the point is, Christina Taft, the first day of trial, or the jury selection day, like day one, the first day, she was outside protesting with a fucking poster board, protesting DarthNews. Like, so I show up to Virginia, and the only protester is protesting me. Well, and a couple other creators, but I was on the poster board. I was on the sign. Harmful, toxic content. It's just, fuck you. So when I got here and I was like, damn, someone's already protesting DarthNews, I knew I was doing something right? Must be doing something right. But yes, and then there was the ice cream gate. So ice cream gate was when Johnny was asleep, not blacked out, fucking Rottenborn. There's a difference between blacking out from being drunk and falling asleep from opiates. So he had fallen asleep because he doubled his dose so he could sleep on the plane or whatever the fuck. I don't know. He doubled his dose, so he was just knocked the fuck out, sleeping like a baby. Amber Heard, at some point, had handed him, in a half-dazed state of mind, ice cream. And she knew he was going to nod off and drop the ice cream. And she knew when he dropped the ice cream, well, that would just be a perfect photo op because it'd be so funny. I'll just play it off as cute. Like, oh my God, he's so cute. He just spilled his ice cream. It's so cute. He's so cute when he sleeps. He's such a slob, but I love him. No. That's not why she took the photo. She took the photo of the ice cream falling out of his hand and all over the place because it looked like he was passed out drunk. It was malice. There was malicious intent behind taking the photo of Johnny Depp passed out with an ice cream spilled everywhere. Okay? Amber Heard took the fucking photo. Johnny Depp testified that he worked for 17 hours that day. He had a 17-hour workday and he took 2 fucking roxycodones afterwards and he was just out. And Amber Heard wanted to get a picture that made him look like a drug addict or just a drunk. So when the day came, she could use it against him. That's just like so fucked up. It's like Johnny was like, why she would take a photo of me, I have no idea. Well, I think I have some idea, but like Johnny was just as surprised to realize that, to find out that she took that photo as we all were. It's like, why would you do that? Like she didn't even tell him that she took the photo. She took the photo and then like stashed it in her back pocket, threw it in the cloud or whatever. Like when she like the time that he was passed out on the floor, and she took pictures of him while he was asleep on the floor. Because why? Why are you taking pictures of your passed out husband whose head is literally resting on a wooden shelf instead of getting him a pillow or getting him into bed like a good wife, like someone who actually cares about the person they're with, who actually loves their husband would do? You take a photo of him to mock him and to use it against him in a court of law later down the road. You're a sociopath, Amber. I have no fucking empathy for you. I have no remorse for you. I got nothing. You haven't owned up or admitted to anything you've done. Except for when you admitted it in the recordings. Because we all heard you admit things. Like hitting him. Yeah? Remember that? Because apparently there's a huge difference between punching somebody, because you weren't punched, babe. You did not get punched. I was hitting you. You didn't get punched. I'm sorry, is there a difference between hitting and punching? Tomato, the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And today there was a lot of comments and remarks regarding the redaction of emails and phone numbers when submitting things into evidence, you know, for the jury to see, for the court to see. That's because yesterday, not yet, so I keep saying yesterday, 2 days ago, excuse me, 2 days ago, they were admitting things into evidence, images of Johnny Depp with his, you know, laceration on his nose, and the images of him in the hospital on the stretcher. And on all of the TVs, it said at the bottom, Johnny Depp, from Johnny Depp with his phone number to Sean Bett, his security guard, with his phone number. So it had Johnny's phone number and Sean Bett's phone number, and they showed another image, and it had an email. So they're like making sure that nobody moving forward has the opportunity to take Depp's number. It's probably a different number by now, I'm assuming, but I feel like that's why they're being so persistent with making sure that all phone numbers and emails are redacted, because they let a few of those slip the other day. Like they didn't even like cross their minds until probably after the fact. Oh god, so what else? Lots of text. I just kept reading a lot of Johnny's text. He texted Aaron Borum, who was Amber's nurse at the time. Why she needed a nurse? Again, I don't know. I ask that question every video. Why does Amber need a nurse? If she doesn't have a drug problem, if she's not an addict, why did she need a fucking nurse? Anyway, but he texted Aaron Borum, her nurse, that he was high as a motherfucker. So she said that she saw Black Mass, and he responded, ha ha ha, I was high as a motherfucker when I made that film, Black Mass. And they're just trying to prove that, like, Johnny Depp abused drugs. And it's like, again, it's speculation, because sure, Johnny said he was high as fuck. I don't think he was high as fuck the entire time, because, like, a camera, especially these 6K cameras, are like lie detectors. It captures every micro twitch of your face, and, like, you can tell when someone's inebriated. You can tell when someone's on drugs. Johnny Depp just looked like, I don't know, he wasn't on drugs. But again, I guess that just goes back to the whole thing where everyone has testified saying that, you know, when he's on drugs or when he's drunk, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. He's always just the same person. Oh god, and then Rottenborn was going on saying, like, so you had a habit of smashing hotel rooms when you would get upset, is that correct? And he was like, I've assaulted a couch or two in my day, yes. So that got a laugh out of the crowd. And then Rottenborn went on to read another text from Johnny saying, you know, some guys play golf, some guys go to the beach or whatever, I can't remember specifics, I'm paraphrasing, and some guys smash up hotel rooms. And Rottenborn was like, did you say this? And he was like, it was a joke. He's like, but did you say this? He's like, yes, I said it, but it was meant as a joke. So, like, the thing is, like, there's context. I get that these are yes or no questions. I get Johnny should keep his answers short and brief and yes or no to the point. But if you're going to answer a question like that, it's a rigged question. It's rigged. So you have to give the context as to why the answer is yes. Yes, I said that, but it's a joke, and it's important the jury knows it's a joke, or at least let Johnny lay his case that it was a joke. Let him. I don't know. Anyway, I hate Amber's attorney. People are like, oh, he's ruthless. He's so good. No, he's just a dick. Like you got to win the jury over. Like he's coming off as the villain. I don't know. That's how I see it. He looks like a fucking villain to me. Then there was this text about animals and hookers and whatnot in the hotel room, and that he said he had to eat the animals for sustenance or whatever, and that he asked, I think, Paul Bettany if condoms work after the fact, which is clearly a fucking joke. Like, obviously condoms don't work if you jizz in the bitch and then you put the condom on after. That doesn't, obviously, it's a joke. But he's trying to, like, admit this into evidence like he's a fucking, like, Johnny's a crazy person. Like, unless it's recorded audio, you can never, that's the thing about texts in general. Just text. It's very hard to hear the tone or to hear the emotions from the person saying it. So you don't know what context it's being spoken. For example, if I just text somebody, wow, nice haircut, that could come off like, oh wow, he was like really mean. He doesn't like my hair. He's like, oh wow, nice haircut. You got a nice haircut. But maybe I meant it like, wow, nice haircut. Like, see, like I meant, like, I love your hair. Like, or I could be like, I love your haircut. Where'd you go? The grocery store? Didn't make any sense, did it? No, that didn't. Why would you go to the grocery store to get a haircut? I guess you wouldn't, which is why it looks so bad. So then we have another clear example of Rottenborn and Amber's team twisting facts. So now we get into the Kelly Sue Gate. Now, the Kelly Sue Gate was somebody who was on drugs. They were out at a lake with all of Amber's friends and Johnny, so Raquel, Io, you know, all the non-binaries. And Kelly Sue was like, I'm fine, I can take as much drugs as I want, and I got my shit, I'm cool. So she pops a bunch of Molly. And before long, she's getting all, you know, touchy-feely with Amber. She's putting her hands on her, she's feeling her. You know, she's trying to fuck her, because why not? And as she's putting the moves on Amber, Johnny's just like, what are you doing? No, this is not happening. So Depp respectfully removed her hand from Amber, from her waist or her shoulder or wherever it was. He removed her hand from Amber, and as he was removing it, he was like, please remove your hand from my girl. First of all, that is rude and invasive. Do not do that, please. If you're going to take MDMA, then you should know if you're able to handle it or not. And the way he said it was very respectful. It was stern. It was firm. It was to the point. It was just like, hey, I know you're on the love drug, but hands off my fucking wife, okay? Like, have some fucking respect. Like, you don't know me. You don't just because I'm in Hollywood, you think I'm in an open relationship? Rottenborn was like, yes, but you removed her hand. You removed her hand aggressively. And he's like, no, I didn't. I just said, you know, please remove your hand from my girl. And then JD was like, you know, I was protecting Amber's honor. I was protecting her image. I was protecting our relationship. I was protecting her from regretting something tomorrow. You know, like, we're married. That behavior is not okay on any level. Unless you're all vibing a threesome, no, don't don't just assume that you're gonna get lucky with Johnny Depp and his wife. So Depp saw what was happening, and he was like, no, you know, he nipped it in the bud right away. And of course, what happened as soon as, you know, Johnny did that? Well, Amber did what she does best. And she started a fight because she was not happy with the way that Johnny Depp handled the Kelly Sue situation. She was mad at him. She was so mad at him. So she just started fighting with him, and instead of punching Amber in the face, well, he punched a sconce in the bathroom. Honestly, I don't know what a sconce is. I know what a scone is. I don't know what a sconce is. It's like I don't know. It's probably like a shelf or something. I don't fucking know. So, again, evidence that Johnny Depp punched an inanimate object. Not evidence that he punched a human being named Amber Heard. Human being. That's being generous. Like a lot. So, what have we learned? Benjamin Rottenborn? Well, we've learned, that Johnny Depp loves to text funny things to his friends. We learned that he does drugs. But there's still nothing to be heard. Heard. Nothing to be heard about him being abusive. Not one shred of evidence that he hit Amber. And you think that they maybe would have started with those questions first just to stump him if he really did hit Amber, but he didn't. There's no proof. There's no evidence. It's just because it didn't happen. It just didn't happen. Johnny Depp did not assault Amber. He may have restrained her. He may have bear hugged her to calm her down. He did not headbutt her. If anything, she was flailing her head around to make sure that she sealed the deal with a fake nosebleed and a fake broken nose and a... Oh, God, I know. It's just so many texts. And then Rottenborn. I love the way Johnny Depp says Rottenborn. It's like he's saying it like to mock him. He's being respectful, but he's playing his game of being just like petty. And just... Anyway, but I appreciate the way Johnny says, yes, Mr. Rottenborn. I love it. But he read out a text saying, well, this is from Johnny saying, I am an insane person. Yada, 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 yada. He's like, do you see that? Do you see where you said I am an insane person? And he's like, yes. But can we just talk about the fact that Amber Heard made him think that about himself? Are we just going to, ignore that? That every day she berated him, telling him he's a bad father, that he's just a bad husband, that he's a bad friend, that he's just a monster, that he's got demons. Just always tearing him down. Instead of building him up, tearing him down. It's like the entire day was just nothing but snippets of random texts from random years, and that's all they have. There's nothing definitive here. There's no meat. There's no case. It's just a shell. And pretty soon the jury is going to find out that shell of a case is hollow. Their defense is just non-existent. I mean, if anything, it's weak as fuck. But let them have their day. They just keep using the UK trial. I'm bringing up the UK trial because Johnny Depp lost the UK trial, so they're like, oh, we're going to just do the same thing, but here. I don't know. I also didn't realize that Judge Penny Escarate would have such a insignificant role in this jury. She's just a referee. She's just a mediator. She's the middleman. That's all she is. She's she doesn't interfere. She hardly ever stops anybody unless there's an objection, and then she asks why or you know what? I know this is the jury's decision, but I just had it in my head that she was going to be a more prominent role in this trial, but goes to show you how much I know, which is fucking dick about the law. I don't know shit about it. I went to court twice when I was arrested for marijuana in my teens. That's it, yeah. Sorry, I keep moving around. I'm just so fucking uncomfortable. But what it looks like to me is that Amber knew that he had deep issues with addiction, and she used that weakness, that weak spot, which is his addiction, to manipulate him and to mold him into this monster. I mean, I know it doesn't matter, and maybe we'll never know the answer, but did Amber ever love Johnny, or was this just part of the plan the entire time? You know, just... Is she that cold and calculated? Is she that organized and that that planned out? Because she seems like kind of like a dumb box of rocks, but maybe with the right Me Too counsel, they could help her out, but I don't fucking know, man. Sorry guys, you have to forgive me. I'm doing all this from memory today. I didn't take a whole lot of notes. There was the text saying, he's like, I'm admittedly fucked up in the head, I'm admittedly too fucked up in the head to spray my rage at the one I love, with the little reason as well that I'm just too old to be that guy, but pills are fine. Now, this text, which I paraphrased, so let me see if I can re-paraphrase this one more time. He said, I'm admittedly too fucked in the head to spray my rage at the one I love. There's also the reason that I'm just too fucking old to be that guy, yada yada yada. Yeah, so he's saying that he's too old to spray his rage, but pills are fine. So he copes with his pills. That's how he copes. It's his coping mechanism. That's how he deals. So this was read out loud by Amber's team, but it made Johnny look innocent. Because if you're paying attention to the context of what was being said, he's saying that I'm too old to spray my rage at Amber. I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not in my 20s. I'm in my fucking upper 50s. What is this drama? So he didn't react with violence. He reacted by taking his opiates. So I don't know what they were trying to prove by reading that text out loud. But yeah, if there's any legal scholars in the chat, please let me know about the UK trial and what the rules are, because they continue to bring up the UK trial over and over and over again, and I didn't know you could bring up a trial into I didn't know you could do. I thought they're separate issues. So I don't fucking know. If somebody could explain why they're talking so much about the UK trial, that would be very helpful to me. But if I had to just guess, I would assume that they're just trying to make sure or to confirm that he said certain things at this time, and trying to make sure that he's saying the same things now, so make sure his story doesn't change. I don't know. I just can't wait for them to cross-examine fucking Britney. I did not just say that. I did not just say that. Why did I say Britney? That was weird. Amber, you get it. Huh? What? Am I sweating? Yeah. I'm sweating my fucking balls off. And my asshole. It's like a Florida swamp down there. Louisiana swamp ass. Shit, yeah, I'm getting pretty repetitive because Rottenborn just continued trying to paint Johnny as a fucking drug user. And it's like, what is your point, bro? What the fuck is your point? Can you make a point? Can you get to the point? What's the point? Like I said, everybody knows Johnny Depp was a drug user. And everybody knew that even though he was a drug user, he was a gentle soul. And a creative, determined, focused man. I mean, honestly, do you know what kind of fucking skills it would take to be, addicted to opioids? And be an A-list Hollywood actor, to have that kind of pressure? If I took opioids, there's no fucking way I'm making a movie. Just saying. Oh, yes. And then they tried to say, or Rottenborn tried to say that Johnny Depp was maybe lying about how he chopped his finger off, or how his finger, was chopped off. Suggesting that maybe it wasn't Amber that threw a glass bottle, because he went on to say that there was no glass found in the wound. Well, that's because Dr. David Kipper cleaned that shit out before he went to the hospital. So when he got to the hospital, the wound was already clean. You had a fucking PhD doctor right there, and 2 nurses. So of course they cleaned his wound. That's what they're trained to do that. They are the EMTs. So again, grasping at straws, reeks of desperation. They got no case. Why are you still watching this video? I've been talking about the same shit over and over and over and over again. And I'm trying to think of something else that happened, but I'm just drawing a blank. Only if Alec Baldwin could say the same thing. Too soon? Yeah. It's been like 5 months. It's been like, nah. Okay, half a year is no longer too soon. Yeah, no. I started making fun of George Floyd 6 months after he died. Oh, no, that was too far? I pushed it too far? I told you this shit gets dark. For no reason, though. That's the thing. No reason at all to get so dark. You know, America misses George Floyd. And so does his drug dealer. Yeah, his drug dealer misses him a lot. Now, he was his number one customer, man. You lose that kind of business, it's going to make anyone feel down. You know, he might start getting high on his own supply. Because he's got so much leftovers, so many drugs that aren't being bought by George Floyd. So, yep, going to hell. Who's coming with me? So Rottenborn kept asking some stupid questions. I don't really remember what, but I remember Vasquez going, "Objection, Your Honor. Compound." And I was like, yeah, compound. I think I'm going to give Rottenborn a compound fracture if he keeps talking this bullshit. And then he was like, "So Johnny, is it true that you took your severed finger and dipped it in paint, and then painted blood and paint on the walls?" And he was like, "Yeah. The fuck is your point? Like, who cares? Does that directly result in violence with Amber? No. Who gives a fuck?" And of course he's going to use finger paint, blood paint. 1, he's a dark dude, and 2, he's an artist. So, of course he's going to use paint. You know what? Rottenborn is just rehashing the UK case, in my opinion, because it worked that time and he's hoping it's going to work again. I don't know. Somebody help me out here. Then Rottenborn was like, "So you said that you got your finger cut off in a hinged door. That's what you told the hospital." He's like, "Well, that's false." And he's like, Johnny's like, "No, that's not false at all. That's exactly. I'm not lying about that. I told the hospital that I got it stuck in a door, in like an accordion door." And somebody else, maybe his assistant or his security, somebody told somebody else that he had cut it with a knife. So there were 2 stories going around, but the idea was just a cover for Amber. So again, twisting facts. And then there was another text thread to, I think, again, Paul Bettany, and he had said, "I cut my finger off, yada, yada, yada." And Rottenborn was like, "So Amber Heard is not in this text message, correct? She's not part of the thread?" And he was like, "No." And he just tried to point out that he told somebody, without Amber being there, that he cut off his finger, meaning that it must be true. When really, he's just telling everybody that it was him, so that way nobody thinks his wife is like a murderous psychopath. He was just defending his wife because they were still together, and it's like, fucking, you don't want that shit to get, you don't want people to look at you in your relationship like they don't, you don't need people to have like that kind of impression of you. So I get why he was covering for her, but they just try to make it seem like Johnny Depp was just lying. He was intentionally lying. Okay, yes, he was. To protect your client. Fuck. And in that text message exchange, he was just ranting, like in the heat of the moment. It was just a fucking word salad. He was just spitfiring, just... It's not like he was thinking through what he was saying. Like me, I never think through what I say ever. I'll just say cunt, and I'll lose a subscriber, and that's fine. You're a cunt. I don't want you here. So when he's just ranting to Paul Bettany, he's just like, "Yeah, I cut off my finger, blah, 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 blah." It's like how his finger was cut off isn't important. He just said, like, he cut his finger, like, it's his finger, so it was cut off. He's saying he cut his finger. Do you know what? They are just getting on my last nerve, man. Like, I know the jury sees what's going on. They see what they're doing. Like, anybody with a half a brain could see what's going on. My God. Yeah, okay, so I forgot, like, this was good, right? So this was one of my favorite parts, is when our genius, Mr. Benjamin Rottenborn, was like, "Mr. Depp, is it true that you drank a mega pint of wine?" Bruh. What the fuck is a mega pint of wine? Like, I'll wait. Because I was a bartender for fucking 6 years. A mixologist, to be specific. It was, I did specialty cocktails, but it's not the point. The point is, I can pour a mean drink, but that's not the point. The point is, what in the ever-living fuck is a mega pint? Because I don't know what country you're from, but where I'm from, a pint is a pint is a pint is a pint. A big pint, a small pint, a medium pint, a glass half full, glass half empty pint. It's still a fucking pint. A pint is a pint is a pint. It doesn't... What the fuck is a mega pint? You're literally using words to make it seem like you're embellishing his alcohol use by making it seem like it wasn't just a regular pint of wine, it was a fucking mega pint because he's an alcoholic and he's an abuser and blah. It's just shut the fuck up, you goddamn Neanderthal. You fucking troglodytes, all of you. Just a bunch of sodomites, I swear. I hope Jesus does not let you through the pearly gates. I'm just joking. Fuck, shit. You think he's gonna keep me out now because I said that? Nah, he's a forgiving dude, right? I'll just bring like a bag of weed with me when I get up there. I'll be like, yo dude, wanna fucking blaze? And he'll be like, no, Darth, like, you are wishing someone goes to hell so we can't let you in. And I'm like, yo, Jesus, this shit is fucking fire, dude. I brought this all the way from Earth just to smoke with you. And look, it's already rolled. And look, I have a lighter. And look, what do you say? Fire! Pass Jesus the kush. He takes a hit and goes, all right, kid, you're good. But don't do it again. And I'm like, so does this mean like you forgive me? He goes, yeah, that's like my fucking, like that's my job, dude. Yes, forgiveness. That's my business. I forgive you. Oh, fuck off. God, then Mr. Rotten was... Then the piece of shit Rottenborn was like, so, your behavior this day or whatever would be considered intimidating to anybody who would have been in the room, correct? Because you're bigger than Amber Heard, right? Like, you're physically bigger than her? And he was like, no, I wouldn't say that. And it's like the fact that his attorney, or her attorney is like, so like, you're bigger than her. They're literally feeding into what Amber said on record, on the audio recording, where she's like, no one's gonna believe you, Johnny, because you're just a big man, just a big strong man. No one's gonna believe you because you're bigger than me. It's like, what the fucking nerve? The nerve that this... Oh. I'm frustrated, yes, I'm very frustrated. Oh. Then Johnny was like, yo, if she was truly that scared for her life, then why the fuck didn't she leave? And why the fuck did she hang around and record me secretly? If she was so afraid. If she was so afraid of me and my violence, why didn't she just fucking leave? Why was I the one trying to run away from her? I hope I'm making sense. Oh yeah, then there was this other text from Johnny, and he was like, hopefully that cunt's rotting corpse is found in the back of a Honda Civic. And oh man, just the imagery that was created from that was fucking poetry. Truly, poetry. Because I think of a rotting corpse in the back of a Honda Civic in the middle of summer. It's humid, it's sticky. You smell the scent of a rotting corpse, a human corpse. I've never actually smelled a human corpse, except for my grandma, but she was only dead for like 10 minutes. The funeral was a week later, though, so I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and it was weird. I don't know why. Yeah, I remember being like, that was weird. It was very cold and stiff. It felt like a porcelain doll. Didn't feel like skin. So creep me the fuck out. What were we talking about? Hopefully that cunt's rotting corpse is found in the back of a Honda Civic. Oh yes, thank you. So now, from the little bit of reading that I've been doing and trying to figure out like what could the judge do in this case, well, the judge could essentially, if she wanted to, as karate, could intervene with a judiciary. I think it's called a judiciary judgment, where she would just be like, okay, both of you engaged in abusive behavior. Fucking get out of here. It's like a tie, like a wash. But I don't think she's going to do that. I don't think she's going to intervene. I don't see why she would. She hasn't said a fucking word this whole time, so why would she intervene now? But I think she does have the power to intervene. She's just letting it, breathe. But he kept saying, like, in text, like, leave me fucking be, Officer Squarehead, just get the fuck away from me, like, he's just always trying to escape Amber. And he just could never escape. Like, even when he was away, right, even when he left for Australia, and she filed a TRO, a temporary restraining order on Johnny, it's like the dude wasn't even in the country, and she still came after him. It's like, why? What is wrong with you? Normal people, level-headed people, don't behave like that. They just don't. She got the TRO so that way she would look like she's the victim. Because if you're the one who gets the restraining order, then that means the person that you're getting a restraining order against is the bad person. So Johnny's the bad man. She got a restraining order on a dude who was 7,000 miles away or whatever. Like, anyone who's buying the bullshit that she's selling, you deserve to eat that shit. Literally. Stuff it in your fucking mouth and eat that shit. Oh yeah, there was also a recording towards the end of the day that they played. One got really, really dark really quick, but the first one was, or the first part of that recording, excuse me, you heard Amber and Johnny doing their arguing, and then you heard a knock on the door, and it's just, housekeeping! Hello, housekeeping! Like, you know, probably a Hispanic lady, senora, I don't fucking know. I don't know Spanish. Anyway, sorry. It's been a long week. But then Johnny is just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. We're good. There's sperm on the pillows. And when he said that, I laughed out loud. And I remember looking at Johnny, and he started laughing to himself because it's just it's fucking funny. He's like, no housekeeping, no thanks. There's jizz on the pillows. I gotta clean that up before you clean any, because it's just, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want you to have to clean up my jizz. It was just funny. And then, without warning, the audio recording gets very, very dark, very fast. Johnny appears to be threatening to cut himself because Amber has driven him to the edge of insanity, to the brink of reason and suicide. She's literally pushed him in his mental state to such madness that he's talking about cutting himself, or trying to cut himself. Amber's like, no, Johnny, put the knife down. Don't do that, Johnny. Don't you do that. Do it. Don't do it, Johnny. Johnny, put the knife down. Cut yourself. Do it. Go ahead. Just do it. No one's going to care. Just do it. Kill yourself. No, Johnny, don't do that, Johnny. Put the knife down. Just stab yourself in the throat. It'll go better. Like, I sound like I'm being sarcastic, and I kind of am. But if you listen to the audio, man, you can hear the bitch acting. She's pretending. She's pretending to be concerned. She's pretending that she cares. She doesn't give a fuck. So Amber Heard starts crying, which, by the way, allegedly the other day I saw her crying. Not allegedly, I thought I saw her crying when Johnny was giving his testimony about the finger thing. She was tearing up, and I couldn't tell if it was for the jury or if it's because she was like, damn, I really fucked up, didn't I? Anyway, and Amber Heard's pretending to give a shit and whatever, and Amber's just like, Johnny, that knife is really dull. It would be like the worst thing in the world to cut me with, or to cut you with. It'd be painful, it's dull, it's dirty. You have to sterilize it. You gotta sharpen it. You can't just kill yourself with a dull knife, Johnny. Don't you know? It's like, why would you even respond like that? Why would you even say some stupid shit like that? Piss me off. Johnny, this knife is too dull. It's not gonna be pleasant. It's just gonna hurt too much. It's dirty. You don't want to get infected. You don't want to get fucking, like a rust infection. What's it called? What's that shit called? I mean, you don't want to get tetanus, like when you start slicing your wrists. You don't want to give yourself like a blood disease, because that wouldn't be nice. Especially if the disease comes on after you're dead. So my assessment of what was being said was this. Well, a normal person, aka not a sociopath or borderline psychopath, would be like, baby, give me the knife. Thank you. Put it away. Let's go have a conversation. I'm not even going to entertain this idea of suicide. Not even going to fucking entertain it. You're not going to hurt yourself, because she wasn't telling him, don't do it. She was telling him, if you do it, you're going to need a sharper knife. So only a psychopath would respond with some bullshit. The knife's too dull. It's too dirty. If you're going to kill yourself, I don't think you care if it's dirty. Okay? Anyways, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think that about wraps up all I have to say on the topic, so thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the view, and I would appreciate you just a little bit more if you went ahead and hit the like button, subscribed, and hit the bell. Also, don't forget, I'm demonetized, so if you want to help support me, links are in the description below. Yeah, maintaining this suit is not easy. It's a lot of upkeep. Yeah, it's not easy looking this good. But seriously, until we meet again, don't forget to stay Darth. That is POODRT. Get fucked. I'll see you later. I know, I fucked it up. Okay. And until next time, don't you dare forget to pull out. That is POO fucking L. And as always, until we meet again, stay Darth. Yeah? Nailed it. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit rusty, you know? Just a little bit rusty. I don't know, do you guys think that, like, my intro was a little too cringe? Applejack, I'm talking to you. It was, fuck them, right? Yeah, fuck them. Exactly. Yeah, they don't know how we run things around here. This is DarthNews. Fuck the haters. I don't give a shit. Like, I do a little bit. But not, like, enough to, like, make me want to kill myself or something like that. By the way, if you have those kinds of thoughts, in case you missed my video where I opened up about my own depression and suicidal thoughts in the past, if you have those kinds of thoughts, this is not me being funny, I'm being serious, contact me and I would be more than happy to talk to you. I'm not a professional, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist, I'm not someone professionally equipped or, I guess, legally allowed to help you, but as a human being who has suffered through deep depression, I think I can relate to anybody who has depression, so I don't need to be a doctor or have a PhD to have a human conversation with another human. So, if you're feeling down on your luck, don't do it. I joke about suicide because I have dark humor, like Johnny Depp, and because I contemplated suicide for a long time, making jokes about it is how I remind myself how stupid that way of thinking was. So yeah, I don't know why I talked about that, but yeah, if you have suicidal tendencies, just hit up your boy Darth, and I'll back you off that ledge. I mean, no guarantees, but I definitely won't push you. So that's good.
I'm